Sup boys and girls, my name's Jeremy and I'm here to tell you about why I think the Telecaster is one of the best guitars ever invented. So, point number one. The Telecaster for me is synonymous with so many players that inspired me to play guitar. You had your Jimmy Page. You have your Jeff Beck. You have your Billy Gibbons. You have Keith Richards. So many players who are just insane and created such good riffs and songs and music from this basic instrument, because at heart Telecaster is a basic instrument. Point number two, the sound. Now, this might seem a bit controversial, but the difference between a Telecaster and Les Paul are not that big. They're configured in a similar way. Obviously, the Telecaster has single coils instead of humbuckers, and is made of, this one's made of alder and a maple neck instead of the mahogany that a Les Paul would be. But in theory, they sound slightly similar. The articulation in that sort of bright, snappy, punchy tone that they both have, as well as the sort of the thickness. Point number three is they look badass. I mean, you look at this guitar and you can just see, like, there's no, I kind of want to relate it to like a pet or something. There's no like frills. I mean, yeah, this one is Sunburst, which is kind of untraditional for a Telecaster. It's got the black pickguard, again, non-traditional for a Telecaster, but, well, sorry, non-traditional for a Sunburst Telecaster, or Telecustom, like this would perceive to be. They're very simple in design, and they're just so good looking. I don't know what it's about. It's just like you've got the bridge there, you've got the metal covered. It's just like that's symmetrically pleasing right there. You have the guard here. It just kind of fits and curves round. It stops at each of them. It's such a good looking instrument, and it's one of the best looking instruments in my opinion. And that leads me on to my fourth point. My fourth point being, they're workhorses. Now you can see this has had a lot of wear in it, and I've not owned this guitar for long. Like you see back there and a bit there. It's had some wear and some damage done to it, but it's pretty cool. Despite the fact that this is an American special Telecaster, so it has the poly finish and whatnot. This is all just me worn through it. Believe it or not, I know, like, I believe that, for ages I thought that the poly finish was just like impossible to get through with like rub it. But I don't know why, but this one's managed to get through, and like, I thought that was a nitro only thing, but apparently not. This I caused by just playing the guitar. It's all I did for it to rub away like that. And the fact that it's a poly finish, it just kind of makes it even more special. That makes sense. So I've managed to rub through something I didn't even know was possible. It's kind of a sentiment to how far I've gotten, how much time and effort I've put into practicing. It's shown how the journey that I've been on to get to where I am in my music. And lastly, to me, Point 5 would be, despite what people say, I believe the Telecaster is an incredibly versatile instrument. Quite a lot of people believe that Telecasters aren't versatile, or they do one thing very good, but just think about how many people like take good Telecaster. Let's say, like, okay, Albert Lee. He's a country guitarist, right? He's played Telecasters in the past. You know, all country guitarists. They do the whole. They do that whole kind of style, the whole country style. But if you back the volume off, turn the tone down quite substantially on mine, just for other reasons. You back off the volume, you can get almost this sort of. In fact, it probably works better in the middle. But you can get this sort of 3-3-5 kind of style middle section, like like a BB King sort of thing, like so that's the kind of the 3-3-5 style setting, and then you can get sort of things like it doesn't really do it, but if you whack on some extra gain there, perhaps. I'm running in a Tube Screamer style. Yeah, it's a TC Spark. But if I whack on like a Tube Screamer style and then like put it on the neck with like very little tone, or a lot of tone, depending on it, and then you can do these kind of like the whole. You can get the woman tone on the telly. Clapton thing. So despite like all that, you can get like punchy sounds from a Telecaster. The bridge like is revered for its sort of push. Like if I keep the Tube Screamer on, just have a listen to some of like the heavier like blues rock, like filthy. Stuff like that. It's pretty intense there. But you can get like all sorts of things with a Telecaster. They clean up really nicely. They're just insane guitars. Like the middle position gets so much flack, but it's really lovely. It's also a very unique sound that not many people use. Jimmy Page used to use it a fair amount. There are many reasons why I like the Telecaster, but as always, guys, it was a pleasure. This has been why I love the Telecaster so much, specifically my Telecaster Tango. Now, please tell me how you think this Telecaster sounds, and like what your reasons on why you like Telecasters. But as always, guys, it was a pleasure. Take care.